Here's how you make your mix loud and sound really good without fucking up the low end. So you're gonna wanna get open Serum real quick. Everyone knows you're gonna want a clean sine wave for a good sub in your mix for any bass sounds, right? Here's the LUFS of said sine wave for reference. What they don't tell you is this. There's a way to make this sine wave extremely wide without causing phasing issues and give it higher LUFS, which makes your mix more competitive and it actually sounds louder too.
I'm gonna hit you with the 2 for the price of 1 deal, alright? So here's the deal.
Add you a second oscillator. Now put the phase random of both these oscillators at 0. Turn one to 0 degrees and the other one to 90. You can do whatever width you want, but make sure that the values are identical on both sides. The 0 and 90 degrees are what you call phase quadrature. Most of you have heard of phase canceling, which is when two waves are exact opposite to one another and they cause each other to cancel out in volume. Phase quadrature is when you adjust the phase of two signals so that one of them is always going down while the other is going up, but they're not directly canceling. That is a very precise formula of 0 degrees to 90 degrees, otherwise called sine and cosine, if you remember 9th grade math. It's crucial to be able to do this because wideness makes sounds sound a lot more interesting and loud. Do you remember the loudness of the original sine wave? Well, this is the phase quadrature sine wave. Now here's an extra tip to make it sound even louder, right? Open up the wavetable editor. The default basic shapes is going to have this phase shifting bin right here. Just take that down because otherwise you can't do this. Right here, drag up this third harmonic until the shape looks something like this. Now why would I do this, you might ask? Well, the answer is simple. Audio is heard typically through most speakers in cycles, and that's about 44.1 thousand cycles. You might be familiar with that number if you've ever looked at your audio settings on your computer. That's 44.1 kilohertz per second that you are hearing any given sound coming through your speakers. You look at the normal sine wave, and the top is when it's loudest, and the bottom is also when it's loudest. And you're hearing this once per cycle, right? When you do this, you have damn near doubled the amount of time that it is at its loudness peak per cycle. That means that you're technically hearing that sound twice as long. So again, here's the LUFS of that after I've done the trick with the third harmonic. And you can do damn near anything to this as long as it doesn't affect one side and not the other, and it won't cause phase canceling. Like, follow, share, and comment for more tips. Also, my music is in my bio.